Hey, and welcome to Mums at the Table. You are here with Rachel and Shona. Now, coming up today, we've got Colette Smart, our psychologist, in with us chatting. And also we head to the kitchen with Gia.
Yummy food!
I know, it's our favourite. I just wish they'd bring the samples here. we could have them. Big topic today, how do you get your kids to succeed in school?
Define succeed.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Because you've got what people consider academic success, you've got emotional success, social success. So I guess it depends on your priorities and how you look at it. So what was it really important to you for your kids? Was it important that they came out doing well academically? Was it important that they came out being able to socialise or work with people? Like, what do you define?
Well, and I think this comes down to the individual kids as well, because the oldest and brightest, for us to just get him through his HSC, to actually sit the exams and to turn up to school every day, that was a success.
Yeah.
He then went on to TAFE and he's doing really, really well in his career. And for us, it was just a matter of walking through the steps with him. The younger one, he had always, from, quite young, decided that he was going to go to uni. So there was a different motivation there for him to do well at school and get the marks that he needed to get to uni. So, for me, it's 13 years of an 80-year lifespan, and sometimes I think we put too much emphasis on success and what is it? Academic success.
And I think that's probably where a disconnect happens. If you're wanting this type of success for your children and they're sort of heading in a different successful direction, that's where a mismatch and conflict can actually occur. So supporting them in their gifts, like my eldest, again, she's probably the more academic one. She really sort of thrives in that structured environment and school really works for her. But I have other children where it's more of a challenge, just to sit in a class is more of a challenge. And I can see that they're going to do very differently in life because they're different people. And school is that one funnel that we all have to go through, and it doesn't necessarily cater for everyone. And I'm watching schools now, though. They're all going in different directions and starting to cater for all our differences. And it's amazing.
And even higher schools, like, it's interesting to hear the government is now talking about TAFE as being an equal to university, that not everybody needs to go to uni, that it's okay to be going to TAFE.
Having said what we've said, I don't want to sort of say, well, if your kid's not into education, don't do it. I think it's really important for kids to be going through these steps of learning and all that sort of stuff.
And to finish something.
Yeah, absolutely, to finish that stuff. But let's also celebrate the wins in who they are as well and make sure that they know success is achievable for them too.
Hey, thanks for joining us for a chat. Just under 5 million people in Australia have experienced anxiety, an anxiety disorder. So that's why we're talking about, with Colette, managing anxiety. So important, and it's so prevalent, I guess, in this day and age.
Absolutely, and we've actually just seen the joint release of a statement by the Black Dog Institute and Mission Australia. So they do surveys of young people around Australia every year, and their recent one of 27,000 young people between 15 and 19, they found that 1 in 4 young people meet the criteria for psychological distress, and that this is a marked increase over the last 7 years. So our young people are struggling more.
1 in 4 between the ages of 15 to 19 are suffering with some sort of a mental disorder. That's so
and so the concern is the increase. What they do say is they're not completely sure why. A lot of experts are still kind of at a loss. We know certain things. We know we need to be careful we don't just blame social media. It does exacerbate the issue for teens who are already struggling with mental health, but there's many areas and many reasons. But I think really it's important for us to look at the signs and symptoms in our young people.
What are those signs?
So it will vary depending on our children, depending on where they're at and what's going on in their lives. But my favourite definition is by Gordon Newfield from the Newfield Institute in Canada. He says we need to look at anxiety the same way we think about an alarm system, a smoke alarm. So anxiety is a faulty alarm system. So for some children, they are registering in their brains that the toast is burning, when in actual fact, their brain thinks that the whole house is burning down, and it's actually just something as small as toast in their minds in terms of anxiety. And so it's helping young people to manage their anxiety, their levels of anxiety. Sometimes their brains trick them to think that they're in danger. Now, our brains are amazing. Anxiety isn't always bad.
Yes.
Anxiety keeps us safe. It stops us from standing too close over the yellow line at the train station.
Having some sort of a self-awareness?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It stops us being hurt. And it's an amazing thing given to us in our brains. But when that alarm system is faulty, our young people can develop symptoms in their bodies, sweating, headaches, physical stomach aches. Little children will say, I've got a sore tummy or I feel sick. Children will begin avoiding things. And one of my lines
They raise alarms.
Yes.
Right? When you know your child usually likes to go to school, usually likes to go to soccer practice, then all of a sudden they don't want to go.
Yeah.
You need to look further and talk further with your child what's going on.
We'll see changes in eating patterns for some children, changes in sleep for some children. There's many things that we can look at with our children, but I think some of our children become very rigid or pessimistic. Some children are absolutely perfectionistic because they're so anxious about making mistakes. And for some children, their anxiety comes out as anger.
Okay, so what can we do, Colette? What can we do to help our kids manage this anxiety?
So I think there's many things, but things like teaching deep breathing, teaching them relaxation techniques, teaching them what I call the stepladder approach. So breaking tasks down into small chunks that your child can just manage or get victories over little things in their lives. And if your child is really struggling, I think it's important to seek professional help.
So true. We'll finish on that note. Seek professional help if you need the help, and talk to a trusted friend or family member about what you're going through.
Okay, here's a really fun question for you, and I don't know if you want to be honest and answer it, but we spend a lot of time talking to our kids and, trying to encourage them and do all the right things. But what is the one thing that you say over and over and over again?
So the broken record bit of being a mum. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't think there's one thing that any mother could say, this is the only one thing I say over and over again. We say everything over again, clean your room, do this, do that, hurry
Brush your
up.
teeth.
Yeah, okay, we are broken records. Look up it in the dictionary, picture of mums, broken record.
Yep.
Look, one thing I do say to my kids all the time is, if it's not yours, don't touch it. Like
that's a good one.
Always comes out, if it's not yours, don't touch it. Why are you touching that? It's not yours. And I guess it's said to one daughter in particular a lot. But yeah, there are definitely a few different things we say.
Nothing else you want to expand on there?
I don't know if I can say it.
Go on, be brave.
Okay, no judgment. And it's just a family thing. I'm going to throw my uncle under the bus because that's where I got it from. And lots of our families say it. But whenever the kids say, where's dad, or where's mum, or, where's grandma, where's so-and-so, I always answer with, they went mad, so we shot them. And I love it. Not that I repeat it out loud like this. It doesn't sound so great, but it's a joke that my kids know. Whenever they ask, that's the answer they get.
And so now they're used to hearing you say that. Is there a reaction from them?
The rolling of the eyes.
Oh, yes.
My niece is just Auntie Rachel all the time. But what about you? Let me hear from you.
Okay, so when my kids were younger, it was always, don't fight. Can you please not fight with your brother? That sort of saying. Now that they're older, we've got so Aaron, how's uni? What are you doing? Trying to get the conversation happening with them. With the older one, it's always, how's work? How are things going? And I sound like a broken record, and I so want to change that narrative, but it's really hard, and I don't know about girls, but it is really hard to try and get boys to open up to you. So you've always got to have these open-ended questions.
Yeah, I think in general girls are easier, but you still, when I say that when they come home from school, I used to always say, how was your day?
Oh, yes.
And that didn't ever produce much, so I have had to change it up. And, so what happened at school that was exciting? Or did someone do something funny in the classroom today? And you just sort of got to change those questions up to create the conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are broken records. I know, why aren't the kids getting it? Why aren't the kids getting it?
Well, that's the life of a mum, being a broken record.
Auntie, setting a phone screen. Auntie Celia's ice cream. It's Auntie Celia's mango ice cream because we were at her house last Friday night and she made it for us. And was it delicious? It was so delicious, wasn't it? So we're going to show you.
Delicious and nutritious and good for you.
Was it? Nutritious and good for you. It's really easy, this ice cream. She made a parfait out of it, so she layered it. So she put, you know, strawberries on one layer, cashew pear cream on one layer, and then this ice cream on top, and then she layered it. It was delicious. So it's cashews. And I'm using soy milk. Like, I use soy milk and not almond because it just makes it thick. And she uses a little bit of vanilla essence or extract. Oh dear, we're funny today. We're so funny today. And she just blends the cashews and the milk together until it's really creamy. Then she adds the frozen mango. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I made the creamy cashew and milk. So it's just creamy cashew milk. And now I'm going to throw in the frozen mango. Okay, go. Just a sec. All right. Oh, this looks awesome. Who wants to have a look at that?
Oh, I want... Oh, not over there.
Okay. Yum, mango ice cream.
Something.
Yes. Okay. All right, that's enough. We're in a very funny mood today. I don't know what to do. It's been a hard day of cooking. I'm going to put it in here. This is what the delicious mango soft serve ice cream looks like. Now, if you want to put it in the freezer before your guests come, you can, but you can't freeze it overnight. You probably could and leave it out 20 minutes before you're going to serve it, but it would become icy. So this is the best to serve it now, or you like what Celia did, made it into a beautiful parfait for us in layers. Oh, look at that delicious mango ice cream. I'm gonna have to give you some. There you go. Look at that. That is seriously delicious. Thank you, Celia. So if you want to try more recipes like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or go to our Facebook page, Mums at the Table, or mumsattetable.com for more recipes. See you next time. Say bye. Bye. I've got to get these babies out of the kitchen.
And don't forget, if you want to ask our experts a question, you can. You know, if you don't have time to get into a specialist and you want to ask a doctor question, you write in and ask Dr. Simone. We'll get it to her. We've got Rach, our tech expert, and more. We would love to hear from you. Don't forget, we're on YouTube as well, so subscribe there if you want to watch some of our previous episodes. We'll catch you next time.